Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, I have the pleasure to introduce the next panel, which is dedicated to data sharing as an engine for innovation. And I'm happy to pass the floor to the panel moderator, who is Antoine Garnier, Senior Project Manager at the International Data Spaces Association.
Thank you very much, and welcome to our panelists here. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Antoine Garnier. I'm from IDSA, so it stands for International Data Space Association. Our organization is in charge of coordinating and promoting a standard for data sharing. And actually, the standard will be quite a topic for us this afternoon. So let's already jump in. I'm really happy to be here. This is my first time in Bulgaria. And actually, I wanted to use a little analogy, a little explanation also for the importance of standard. When I came here, everything was really simple, from the flight selection to the onboarding process, travel planning. So, you know, planning for which mean of transportation to use. Even electronic device charging at the hotel was really fine. And here we are, you know, so this nice chat between each other using English. And I just wanted to use the opportunity to make the point about the importance of the agreement that were passed so that everything is that simple, you know. So this is not only a simple journey, but a journey that is made simple, actually. And the fact that you need to have agreement on communication protocols, semantic model. I'm referring, of course, to this journey. Requirement on the plug and sockets, for instance, when it comes to the battery charging, security protocols, or the grammar, because we are all using English here, while none of us are a native speaker, right? So that's the idea. And yes, again, this is seamless because a lot of agreement have been passed already. Standardization is behind it. So it is instrumental for us and for data space, that, you know, is a complex matter. Data space are data ecosystem, you know, so we have a lot of stakeholders. And if you do not have a prior agreement, that's pretty difficult to enjoy the benefit of data spaces. And first and foremost, you need interoperability, so that would be the main benefit from standardization. It will help you with trust as well, so ensuring that there is a little bit of confidence in the exchange while you are sharing information with counterparts that also sometimes you do not know beforehand. That's the very good solution for scalability and the compliance with the regulation. We discussed that this morning in the previous panel. There is a lot to do from that end, and actually there are standardization requests from the EU to handle that matter. And finally, stability. I think this is very important. This is also something that we get as a feedback. Please make things stable for data space, because there are so much happening at the same time. Help us with that. So I will just mention the standard that we are in for data space. So the ISO 21551, which is the standard for describing the key characteristics for data spaces. You'll find a definition that is stable in this one. So anyone interested by data spaces, that's your first move, I would say. It is expected to be published next year, end of this year, sorry. The data space protocol, of course, maybe some of you have already heard about that. So that's explaining how data should be presented for being in a catalog, expressing policies, and since data space is also about control, making sure that you retain some control through policies. And finally, how data should be accessed through transfer process protocol. Finally, we are working also with W3C. That's a lot. and that's also a very high-level view. I would like to welcome already our 5 panelists here today. So I have, and let me take my notes so that I do not make any mistake. First, Olaf-Gerd Gemein from GreenEarthX. Noboru Koshizuka, you already met Noboru this morning, so from University of Tokyo. Sylvia Ilieva, that is hosting us today with the GATE Institute, thank you. Ivan Goychev from Sofia municipality. And finally, Deyan Georgiev from Vestitel. All good. I would like to start on standardization and what I was saying, because this is also linking this introduction with our first topic today, discussing about the importance of standardization and how it is important to link it from global and local level. So let's start with the 2 first panelists, so Olaf-Gerd and Noboru. I would like to ask you a first question, to both of you actually. So how can local ecosystem benefit from adopting global standards? And why it is important for them to take an active role for international data space initiatives?
Yeah, thank you for the question first. I'm not only the CEO of this GreenEarthX, which I explain in this context, I'm also the co-chair of the IDSA rulebook.
Indeed, I should have started by that.
No, because this is maybe the purpose why I'm talking about this, and do this in IDSA since 12 years. I already checked, because it was invented by 7 Fraunhofer institutes in Germany, and then it becomes international and so on. So I'm really in this space. So when it comes to the adoption of standards, we have to look into, when you look at the last 500 years or thousands of years, you have all this knowledge. It's graved and in the books of the standards, right? So whenever you look, there are thousands of standards, and they all represent the knowledge of the past. But when it comes to the implementation of a new standard, right, and we all know that interoperability is a big challenge, right? So when we're talking about the Babel problem, which is a language problem, which we all know from this Christian religion side, but it is everywhere, right? So this interoperability issue is everywhere. So, and when we started, of course, with IDSA, we looked into data sovereignty, that's one of the pieces, and interoperability as well. And of course, we hope that within a decade, it will be solved, right? However, what we realize is that an invention like this, to become a global accepted and adopted standard, takes more than 1 decade. So it's maybe 2, 3, or 4 decades. So that's a challenge we are all facing, right? So we are, of course, now, and you know this because you're working in these working groups on ITU level, so we will becoming smoothly now an international standard, which is quite nice. But this doesn't mean that the industry adopted, right? So this is a completely different thing, right? So I will not say that we are in a bubble, right? So, but this international collaboration with Japan and with Korea and all the others helps us to define our common vision, but it doesn't mean that the industry is jumping in and using it. Catena-X is one of the examples which is well done, and already in a couple of years have achieved some level. But before a data space protocol or whatever, data model, whatever, comes really in place and its use, it will take, and I don't want to be the party pooper, but maybe it will another 10 or 25 years from now. But we are in the middle, right? So we're really at this point where potentially this industrial interoperability case, this challenge, is going to be solved by this international collaboration.
Thank you, Olaf, and let's hope that we're able, with this kind of meeting, also to accelerate that a bit. And this is just a bit less than 25 years. Same question to you.
Thank you very much. So I think, yeah, I was working for the international standard about 10 or 20 years ago. So at that time, the most hot topics is IoT. Making an international standard in ITUT, and I'm a convener of some standardization group, and I have established 5 or 6 international standards. And at that time, I feel that the most essential point is not the standardization, but the interoperability. Interoperability is the most essential one. But standardization is one way, one method for the interoperability. But very, very easiest way for the interoperability, I think. But recently, we have many other methods for interoperability. So that's a problem. So we must discuss from now. And I'm looking at the situation of internet. We are researching the computer science and the internet and OSI. So this is very, very important. The OSI want to, in the OSI framework, people want to make a standard everything. So every layer standardized. But in case of the internet, only IP and TCP, these two layers are standardized. So I think that what is standardized is very important, but what is not standardized is also very important. It's the very, very flexible implementation or competition for that. So the standardization point and non-standardization point, which to standardize, this is, I think, a very important point.
Picking our fights, right? So yeah, of course, very important. Maybe another question to you both. We also want to include AI in this panel, and this will be our next topic already. I would like maybe in a short answer to ask you both, as AI is also, the AI technology is evolving pretty rapidly, is there a risk for data space related standards to become outdated? So you were both making the point, so how long it's taking the standardization effort, how to remain agile and to adapt in this context. Maybe.
AI is just a tool to deal with data. Right, so this is why in my comment in the morning I called it the knowledge engine, right? So we have an engine, an algorithm who try to understand the data. So which means without the data and the concept of data spaces, an AI model will only harvest what is in front, what is publicly available in the web. So if you apply the concept of data spaces, which also encourage people to use and share their private data, company data, private data, personal data, and so on, then the AI models, which are already quite elaborated at the moment, can make use of this. And then the adoption of AI become even better and also more precise in terms of the usage of the data. So I think the next step is really to combine these two pieces, right? The concept of data sharing in data ecosystem and the federated and distributed AI engines, or I call it knowledge engines, which have the expertise of the different domains graved in the algorithm and making use of this data. So you need a distributed AI system and a distributed data space we have anyway, because there's a data ecosystem enabler. And these two things, I think, will be brilliantly come together now.
Thank you. Do you want to react as well, Noboru? The relationship between standardization and AI. What is important to standardize, actually?
Yeah. So standardization in AI. So that's very important but difficult problem. But now AI, so do not have standard. I think everything is very, very in competition, the industry based. So no standard. So we would like to establish the technical standard for AI, the protocol. For example, now the MCP or A2A is very, very popular protocol, but it's not an international standard. It's a very, very commercial protocol. So for example, the trust, the security, such kind of things. So commercial base is not good, I think. So international standard is necessary for this kind of things.
Understood. So I will transition, because we have many topics to deal with today, already to the second one, inviting both Sylvia Ilieva and Ivan Goychev to discuss with us how this data space concept we are talking about can be helpful for AI, and especially in its development. So, and the first question. I will start with Ivan. What are the biggest, at the municipality, the biggest local challenge in ensuring that data shared across public sector, is high quality, interoperable, and usable for AI?
Hello everyone, and thank you for the question. In the municipality, the data is in the same state actually, and I hope I will not surprise you here, but also in the private companies, because I come from the private sector, in a very distributed way, not standardized, lists of data sets, and are spread across the organization. Everyone has their own, let's call it, universe of data. And maybe not in a, we may, not in a very well formatted way. So we have a lot of work to do to turn them into, to turn these data sets into machine, let's call it machine readable and processable data sets. The good thing is that the AI could help us with that, because it can recognize unstructured data and put them into a structured format. And I have great hopes on this direction to make us faster, to reach our goal quicker. There is one problem with that we have to solve also with who is owning the data, who is responsible of the quality of the data. And my strategy, at least, or my approach to this would be, being also a leader in this in the organization, is to tell everyone that the data is not theirs. It's the data is of the citizens. It's the citizens' data, the city data, and we all have the responsibility to keep it correct. It's not a single person that needs to keep it correct. It's all of us as an organization. It's all of us as citizens. It's everyone who notices that something is not all right to report it, and then to have a fast mechanism to fix it, right?
May I ask, so as we are a lot of data space enthusiasts here, you were just mentioning those rules, I mean those, let's say, requirements about the data. Have you experienced any, or set up any governance towards, your ecosystem about the data, how it should be specified, and how it should be shared? So you were talking about responsibility. Is it something that you create as governance rule, or is it just statement for the moment?
So far, we're just starting these efforts. I mean, very directly. So far we had other different busy problems to solve, like cybersecurity, for example, right? Now we're switching our focus to data platforms, to data quality and data policies. And with the help, of course, with GATE Institute, we are even planning some initiatives, like even to train our employees in the municipality, so that they understand the dynamics of and the reasons why actually the high quality data is needed. And then the policies, of course, they have to be the supportive guideline to all these initiatives that I'm talking about.
Because this is a very hot topic for us. I mean, governance in data space and how to get organized with the rules to make sure that everyone is, on the same line. So the agreement between the different stakeholders. So that's the.
Just to mention, these policies, they should not only be used internally, but also with the companies that are implementing solutions for the municipality, the companies that are already servicing the community, and like energy companies, water companies, and so on. All the observations that they are collecting need to be in these standards so that they can be used for the greater good of the city. Yeah.
Thank you. Now to you, Sylvia, Ilieva, and from GATE perspective, how can local ecosystem be supported by to produce AI-ready standard aligned data, and what role do research infrastructure and skill development play?
Thank you. It's working, okay. Yes, as a IDSA hub in Bulgaria, So we are responsible to spread the knowledge and to increase the awareness of the data spaces. And yeah, from our perspective, the high quality of data is, the secret is in the data spaces itself. If we implement the data spaces, it will contribute to the quality of the data. I will take from Olaf also about the data which are distributed, and they are controlled by the data space governance, and if we agreed on it, and then it will contribute. And also this mechanism for provenance and traceability, which is existing, is also very important, not to be as a black box, but to see where data are, where they come from, how they move, and who used them for which purpose. So it will be clear. And also this governance mechanism increased the trust of people who are stakeholders who are joining the data space. So they will share more data because they know how the data will be used, so that it will be visible for them. And also this metadata, which we are having in the data spaces, they also help to enrich the quality. And in the data space, we know that the value is when we have more stakeholders, more members of the data space. And when we have more members, then we have more data, more different type of data, and they will contribute to the AI models if we have different type of data for different problems. And then the quality will be good also for the AI models. So in the data space, there are a lot of mechanisms which are contributing to the quality of the data and to be AI ready.
Thank you. And actually talking about metadata is a perfect way to move to the next topic, actually, because this metadata will help, of course, to make data discoverable. And we know how essential it is for AI, this discoverability. So let's talk about that with the two next panelists, so Deyan, Georgiev, and Noboru Koshizuka again. I'll start with Deyan first. On your side, how can AI enrich the service offering of data space through automation, advanced analytics, to create visible value for organization?
Okay, thank you. Let me make a short introduction. I'm Deyan from Vestitel, and we are a telecommunication company with more 3,000 kilometers of optical fiber optical network. Since 2019, we also were one network radius operator. So we manage the biggest smart gas deployment in Europe for Overgas, and implement it and develop it. So from one side, we need all the data from other infrastructure operators, especially infrastructure underground. From another side, we produce data which we open to share with other players on the market. So I'm not a typical IT guy. So how AI enrich this data and these data sharing spaces? I don't know how enrich, but I know how what goals and to what purposes we want to reach with AI. First of all, it's integration of data. For example, we have telecom logs, we have data from electricity grid sensors, we have data from pressure from gas distribution network or from water pipelines, and this, if you want to make valuable and working data sharing spaces, I imagine so, we want to put this data in common operational ecosystem. This is AI. I think AI can reduce cost for integration and eliminate human errors. So on the other side, AI also can anonymize data from consumption from utility companies, aggregate them to a level of residential areas, which will be useful for telecommunication companies to optimize their network and capacity of the network. So there is, I think there is very many applications of AI, but some of them may be maintenance, plant maintenance, and construction of new infrastructure. AI can make schedules for joint construction, for joint maintenance of the network. For example, water pipelines and the installation new optic fiber cables. Other one is predictive analysis for failures or for accidents. But I believe there is many more advantages. I said I'm not IT guy, but I think AI can be useful also for cybersecurity, etc. So this is a big challenge and big innovation in which we and our company want to take place and want to share data and receive data for sure with some regulation and contractual changes which we need to make, some contracts with other players on the market, and that's it.
Thank you. Thinking about your answer, I think this is a lot of potential application.
Yes.
But I guess that all of them will require good data, right? So we are back a bit to the original point. And this is also the transition for the question to you, Noboru, and about the importance of good data, of the right metadata management within the data space, so data become discoverable, right? And yeah, sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a very good point, I think. And we have already implemented the AI, large language model, into the data catalog system of our data spaces. And we have, I think, 3 important insights from them. The first one is the AI is very useful for data spaces for the benefit of two. First one is increasing the findability. So we can search data in a very complex manner using natural language, not SQL or programming languages. So this is the first point. The second point is it is very easy to translate physical data format. For example, the CSV to JSON or bitmap to JSON. Automatic recognition. So this is very easy for AI. So that this kind of automatic translation is very useful. And third point is not only the data space, but also the total computing system. So for example, analyzing the log data, very similar to the cybersecurity issues. So analyzing the log data, so it is easy to detect the trouble, system trouble or anomaly very in a short time or in real time. So this is very good point. And but some change is machine readability of metadata is very important problem in this issue. For example, previously now the metadata is for humans in the catalog. The data catalog is for humans, but in this case, data catalog for AI. So the machine readability means readability by the AI agent in a syntax layer and also the semantic layer. So if this the AI era, I think the meaning of the machine readability a little bit changed. We have, for example, the five-star principle of the open data readability, but we need a 6-star or 7-star, I think.
Yes, thank you. And actually, you've started research on that with interoperability, I mean metadata enrichment, and how the AI can be helpful for data space, right?
Yeah. We usually collaborate. So this kind
exactly.
of. Also, standardization is also important for this issue. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And now I'll move slowly to the last topic for our session. We've seen how AI and data space can be instrumental to each other, but how can we foster their respective development? So how can we accelerate? And I would like to discuss that with the three last speakers. So for this fourth topic, looking at how global and local level can help each other in a permanent exchange, right? So innovation, sustainability, and global, local answering each other. So first, I would have a question for you, Olaf-Gerd, about how local pilot, so let's say local use cases, right? When aligned with global principle, evolved into exportable solutions that address international sustainability and innovation challenge.
Yeah, I can maybe answer a little bit based on the experience I have with GreenEarthX. GreenEarthX is a platform, or in this sense a data space, working globally on interoperability between regulations in energy distribution, right? So if you are a producer of energy molecules in America and wants to export this to Europe, you have to comply with the European rules. And the same is for Japan and Europe and Korea and everywhere. And it is the case that all these standards and regulations are different because the policies and the strategies behind renewable energy are different. So that's why we set it GreenEarthX as a platform, and trying to understand, or we investigating also using an AI agent and many AI tools. I'm not an AI developer, so I just refer to my team, right? So we're really working hard on understand all these different regulations and understanding the compliance. So if you are a producer in India and wants to export this based on the rules in Europe, what is the effect, and how you have to implement your local plant, so how you produce hydrogen, how you produce ammonia, how you ship it, how you document this in a proof of sustainability and all the other things. And there, the data space concept as a framework and the relations to the different standards and the AI was quite helpful. So during the whole year, so we haven't started this company already 2 years ago, but this year was really completely focused on how AI can support to understand the compliance and helping the manufacturers and the project developers to make the right decisions, right? So hey, should I export to Germany, or better not, right? Because the European compliance rules are too high and not affordable, or the other way around. Should I aim for this because the green premium, so the money I get for fulfilling this compliance is so nice that I get more money out of it, and so on. So exactly this was the case where we all worked on, and the data space concept was quite convincing there for on a global level, because we was able to refer to this international standard on ITU. So that's okay, they're coming across with a platform, but it's already related to some standards and so on. So it was ease a little bit our life to implement this.
Have you been able to export a couple of things or share that as well?
Yeah, so I'm an open source guy, so of course everything is open source. We really hope that everyone is adopted. Everything is available on GitHub, and we help now. There was a very nice hackathon our team applied for in Africa, because Africa is very rich in resources, and they have a very nice potential to produce a lot of energy and molecules to support Europe and so on. So we, of course, look then at what is happening in Africa and how we can support the different African strategies in renewable energy to be compliant with the European market. So, and that's why this is a typical thing we anyway do, right? Everything is open source, modular, and should be reused and replicated in other countries.
And the feedback loop, anything that you learned back from this hackathon as well?
Yeah, it was quite nice, because the jury was quite convinced that we won this hackathon, right? So okay, but there was already pointing us to United Emirates, and other areas in the world say, hey, please introduce this there, this is quite important, right? We have to break these fossil, not companies, but the occupation of this. So we really have to force to have this transition from the fossil fuel area in the new area, and this kind of things are quite important. Yeah, we have.
Thank you. Very nice example on this relationship, right, between a global and local level. I mean, at least between different geographies, so to say. Moving to you, Sylvia, how can training in living labs, structured experimentation, help local innovators becoming and local innovation to become replicable model suitable for wider adoption?
I mentioned in the presentation in the morning that we are currently in different projects about piloting different solutions and then replicating in different environments. For example, Vélez project is something related to the health data, which in the regional level we are discussing what are the regulations or what are the requirements, what are the challenges in this region, in countries like Romania, Cyprus, Greece, in Bulgaria, and we are piloting different solutions, and then we may exchange this and replicate in other countries. The same concept is for deploy European mobility data space, which is in the mobility domain, where there are 8 cities and there are different, again, use cases, and after that it could be replicable in different other cities. In addition, here in GATE, we are having this testbed, this infrastructure, which similar to what also in University of Tokyo they're having. So where people can come, can play with data, can see the technologies, the connector, the other important components of the data space, and after that decide how they can join the data space and how useful it is for them. So we are combining this with the trainings, of course, and as you are leading this group for trainings, and you know that our team was contributing to the content, to this body of knowledge, what is important people to know in order after that to use this concept and to take value of this. And we will start these trainings from January, and that will be not only in Bulgaria, but could be also in the regional countries and in the whole Europe. So can people benefit from this, and we'll base these trainings on our experience, on what we did and in urban data space and in the projects we are involved.
Yes, thank you, Sylvia. I would like to offer maybe to Noboru if you wanted to react, because you are also leading the IDSA hub in Japan, and I know you have many collaboration with companies locally. So how are the interaction between companies and your lab? How is it successful?
Yeah. So collaborating with the company in Japan, so we are the IDS Japan hub, and the most important difficulty is so we are a university, so our view is a little bit long term. So the technology and the standardization, so long term, and focusing on the technology. But the company is very short term, and the most important point for the company is but the first priority is the business model. So they talk about the first business model. So it is very hard for us. So how to overcome this kind of problem is the key point for the collaboration between the university and the company. But from the company, we always say that we would like to like academic paper and we would like to have a research paper. So it's our problem. So how to collaborate is to overcome this kind of the difference is very important.
Of course, as technology lover, this is not always easy here, but you have managed to create some nice collaboration, right? With companies, starting like different data space project. Maybe you can tell us a bit more.
Yeah. So University of Tokyo is established for the collaborating with the company. This is a very important mission for the University of Tokyo. So we have a tradition for the collaboration with industry. So the many other groups, for example, medical group and the agriculture groups, so all collaborating with the companies. So we have such kind of experience in our university.
Thank you. Moving to you, Ivan, now. I have a question more related to public sector and which innovation become possible only when both AI and data space are involved. So where do you see the link here and where it is really accelerating?
Very, very interesting question. Thank you for it. I have a dream, and that dream is to be able to talk with the city, to talk with the model, like the data space, and to ask things like, as if with ChatGPT or all other models, hey city, what can we do to have less traffic jams, for example? Where can we put a new school? Where we need to put a new kindergarten? And the model to answer those questions, to propose variants so that citizens can see, and then a more informed conversation can happen between citizens, between, if you want, political parties or whatever, and businesses. Because otherwise it's more like without data, without the AI facilitating this conversation, we're like, I want it here, I want it there, but why? Nobody is telling you why. Is it going to work? Is it going to be beneficial for the community? No. So we need the data and we need the conversational abilities of the AI to calculate this fuzzy, let's call it, problem, and to answer these difficult questions. So maybe that's a too big dream to have, but I see some examples already in some cities are piloting it. GATE, I think, are also working on such a pilot. So I hope in the next year, if not, yeah, but we will have some good examples of that. And something else that also could benefit the cities is just joining 2-3 types of data sets. For example, if the air quality is not good enough, we can put people on the underground transport by making the dynamic prices of the underground like free or very cheap or things like that in different places of the city. Maybe not the whole city needs that. Again, we will need the power of AI to be able to calculate this dynamic price quickly based on the data sets and to communicate with the people, actually to guide them where to go, which transport to use, which line to take. So opportunities are unlimited, yeah. We just need to start combining the data and the AI models to make it happen.
Thank you. Sounds like a really appealing future as well. I mean, I think a lot of us could use such feature. May I ask, because it sounds so appealing, what are the main challenge that you see now to make this vision a reality, if we think about both data space and AI?
So, to be able to do the urban planning in the way that we ask the city and it suggests, we really need a complete data set. Complete meaning maybe 90% of the physical, spatial 3D coordinates of everything in the city, right? And the dynamic real-time data. So the difficulty will be really collecting all this data and putting it together, integrating it together. The other example that I gave about the dynamic price of the transport requires only 2 data sets, the air quality and the transport data. So that's an easier problem to solve. And then, this is from the engineering point of view. We have also the political point of view, like, okay, how exactly are we going to affect the budget of the city if we start doing that stuff? And that's a different conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, multiple layer. We are quite used to this idea also in our technology world. Well, thank you to all of you for participating the panel today. I would have one last question. We have a bit of time, so let's ask you to all of you one after another. Now to conclude. What would be one concrete innovation solution or services or even ideas from your local ecosystem? We were discussing that, right, just before. That could benefit another panelist, you know. So you all mentioned different projects you were in. How could you export, actually, Olaf, your ideas?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about my next project. So since 1 year, I'm working on a health project. It's called the microbiome data space. We have about 10,000 different bacteria in us, and we are depending on them. And the genetic code of each of these bacteria, it's quite interesting, and only a part of this is already recognized. A data space as such is fundamental on a global scale to understand and to put all this genetic code into a data space and make it accessible using the meta file and so on. But on the other side, it's AI who makes an understanding out of it and see what is the benefit of healthcare, right? So prevention and all the other things. And what I learned today is that the GATE Institute is potentially one of the hosts, because what you do already in health is quite impressive. So maybe we can join forces on this microbiome project and building the microbiome data space together.
Even better. So I was not thinking about partnership, but it seems to we have something here, definitely.
Thank you very much. So this year, our data space group have two very important innovative solutions. The first one is federated RAG. This is a combination of the AI and the data spaces, but mostly if we say the combination of AI plus data spaces, the most important point is that learning, how to feed the learning data, so high quality learning data. But our focus is different. So we are focusing on the inference or reasoning phase. So real-time data collaboration with AI is very, very important. So now we have a new architecture, so extending the conventional data space architecture. So it's our AFRAG project. This is one very innovative solution. And second one is we have a collaborative company like Omron Corporation and NTT, and they released a new product, data space box hardware. This is very, very important approach. We are talking about always the data and the AI, a very abstract one, but hardware. But this is a very, very good approach, because data space or AI is very, very difficult for other domain people. So, for example, if we put this box into for example, the factory, this factory can be connected to the data space. This is a very simple model. So I think that recently, I think that the hardware is very important. So for example, today the demonstration, the below, the 3D city model and the big screen, this kind of hardware is very, very useful for presenting the data and AI. So I think that recently, I think that so hardware approach is very, very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely this hardware thing, it's pretty new actually. Is it already launched from NTT? Is it already available, or the data space box?
Box is available as a commercial product.
Okay, very interesting. Didn't know that. There were a couple of projects in the past already on the topic, but that's the first one that I see like hardware actually. To you, Sylvia, the same question.
I think the dream of the deputy mayor is something which we start doing. We at the early stage, but the more data we build, we have, the more stakeholders we have, the richer will be the model and more and implementation and more questions we may address with this. So I think further development of this is something we may offer to the community, not only in Sofia city, but in other cities. And I would like to make some innovation or something together with Tokyo, with Japan, on the interoperability, because we already started working on this from a research point of view, but in the implementation to share data and to address similar problems and yeah, to share experience from Europe and Japan and to implement this. I think it will be very useful for both sides.
Thank you. So cross-border collaboration already. To you, Ivan, the same question.
So I really liked the hardware box, by the way, also. So I'm taking some ideas from the others. Also, I liked the idea of searching for the four-leaf. How is this? The flower that you are showing. Yeah. So from our side, just to mention what we can offer or how we could export our ideas to other cities. We really accept this as a goal. Actually, all of our solutions that we are implementing to be exportable, to be open source, to be And we already started with a few projects that we customized for Sofia city, but they are open for other cities in Bulgaria, and we see it as a good way to help others around us to bring them up to the next level. One of those solutions actually is not very related to the data spaces, but is for participation in budgeting participation, for citizens to be able to vote for projects in the city that can be realized. A completely open source solution that is used by cities like Barcelona, Helsinki, New York, and so on. We adopted it and we made it possible to be adopted by other Bulgarian cities. All next projects we try to do in the same format. And I want to say that the cities don't really, not only need solutions. I will switch to the question that you asked for the policies. They also need the policies and the rules that they can adopt very quickly. They don't have even time to think about what policies they need to adopt, right? So they should trust somebody that those policies work. Just adopt them and start applying them. And one of the things that we did this summer was when we opened our public transport data. We created the rules and the conditions, which data sets and how they are open to community. The other cities can simply copy-paste, Bulgarian cities, of course, they simply can copy-paste, vote on their city council, and have their data open again.
Actually, this is the tough part. I mean, guidance, right? So we are a bit back also to the training topic and knowledge transfer. So having this guidance, this template also that you are able to share, this is very important, all in all. Deyan, last word for you.
Like I said, we have installed over 40,000 devices on the territory of the Sofia municipality, and we gather information, data from them. So we can lend information and data to both and Ghent Institute and Sofia municipality for gas consumption, for the aims of models, analysis. I think it can be useful for urban planning on the level of area or residential building, for traffic planning, etc. We are an infrastructure company, and we have this big energy data project because the data is not very big, but is the biggest energy deployment under War of One. So we can share it with some conditions for the aims of municipality and research organization like GATE Institute.
Thank you. Thank you to you all. I would like to thank you, our panelists today, for taking the time to share some insight with us. We still have 5 minutes, so maybe we have time for 1 or 2 questions in the audience, in case with some. Yeah.
Thank you. I have 2 points I want to comment on, and then here answer something you can add to them. First is, Mr. Goychev mentioned it is important to teach and help the institutions and their members to understand, to work with data, and so on. I have an example. A few months ago, there was an exhibition of different maps at the Lovers Bridge, and one of them showed the districts with the biggest garbage collection issues, or I think that was how it's framed. And I personally know one guy that just every day spammed reports about his district and about his the place he lived. So it was a very, very big red dot on it. And I'm sure other places also had similar problems, but nobody trusted the system or nobody cared enough to use it. So it showed an issue where only one place had troubles, but it was all over the city. Now, that would also flow to my next point, which would be that we said data is for everybody. Everybody needs to take part in it, to help collect it, to also just to be able to check it and see if it's real, if it's usable. How do you suppose do you envision any ways in which you could attract people that are over the age of maybe 25, 30, that are not so digitally dependent, that are not so interested in these digital solutions, they do not understand AI, they do not understand even the positives of this data sharing. How can you help them get better acquainted with it? How can you help them understand how it is to their positive? And how could you even get them to use the tools you make? Because they're great tools, but if nobody uses them, then, as we mentioned yesterday in a discussion with Professor Graham, any innovation is useless unless you force it to be positive and to be used. How can you help everybody's society and just the general population of a city to use your tools and to participate in this data sharing campaign and to participate in the innovation?
Thank you for the question, and the fact that you mentioned the screens that we have put on the bridge with the data, explaining the data and how it's valuable for the city. I'm happy that you noticed it and you mentioned it. So on your question, how we can engage the citizens that are not so technically savvy, maybe this was the question, yeah. We are thinking also in that direction to simplify the data inputs. Like imagine if you are to report a new, let's say, to take shots for every tree that is out there, and then to enter the tree age, the tree's height, and all this metadata for the tree. This will be heavy even for the technical savvy people. But combined with AI, the new models and new image recognition capabilities, we have thought, and we already have experimented that you can take a snapshot and the AI can tell you what is visible on the snapshot. We have experimented also with the waste containers, and we asked the model, how many containers do you see on the picture actually? And it said 4, and it was indeed 4 containers. And then we asked them, are they full? What is the condition? And the answer was the containers are full and there is visible garbage around them, which means this serious dark red problem. We need to send a collector immediately. So this is the technology making lives of citizens simple, even for those that don't need to know where to put what value in the forms or to the report requirements. So this is my answer. Hopefully it covers the question.
Thank you very much. I think we are close to the end of the session. I don't want to overstep on the next one. So I would thanks again all the speakers. Thank you very much for your time and the insights you shared again. And yeah, let's continue the journey actually with the next session. Thank you very much on my side.